This is Under Review, the show that talks about Colorado sports with some national sports stories as well. I'm Jordan Long. The Colorado Rockies is who we're going to begin with. They ended the season at 59 wins and 103 losses, the worst record for them in team history. Colorado, though, is going to have to make some tough decisions to make the ball club competitive again in the offseason. Will Colorado decide to keep one of their own, veteran Charlie Blackmon, and Blackmon has been with Colorado since 2011. This past season, Blackmon appeared in 96 games for Colorado, which is his lowest in a full season since 2013 when he played in 82. He was still productive at the plate with a .279 batting average. Now that is better than last year. His home run stood at 8 and only had 40 RBIs. Blackmon, for whatever reason, was used as the designated hitter more than playing in the outfield. He's usually an outfielder, but the Rockies used him as the DH or designated hitter. When it came to fielding, he was placed in the outfield for 30 games at right field with 1 error and 1 outfield assist. It seems like he was better used in the outfield. Even with him in the lineup, the Rockies were the worst team in the National League. Once the year was over, the Rockies could have let Charlie Blackmon hit free agency or test free agency. The Rockies, though, decided to keep Blackmon, agreeing to a 1-year extension. Now, I don't understand why they would agree to a 1-year extension with Charlie Blackmon. I get he's one of their better outfielders and hitters on the ball club. Even with him with the Colorado Rockies, they've only gone to a playoff 2 times, 2017 and 2018. I understand from the Rockies' standpoint, since Blackmon is their longest tenured player. He's been with the Rockies for a long time, and he's the longest tenured player on the roster. For Blackmon, besides 2017 and 2018, he has not been part of a winning baseball club. You would like to be on a winning team, and he has not done that. I get that Blackmon is 37 years old, and he will actually turn 38 during the baseball season. So 37 now, 38 during the season. That is getting up there in age for a baseball player. Still, though, I would think he would want to win a World Series ring or be part of a team in connection to do so, even if it is as a designated hitter or a backup outfielder. Hey, you want to win a World Series ring, I should say, do it as a designated hitter or backup outfielder, but yet he's staying with Colorado, and we're not going to be competitive. For Blackmon, though, the reason he stayed is his loyalty. Looking at his numbers, he is one of the top players to ever play for Colorado. His career batting average is .296, ninth in Rockies history. Even though that his home runs were down this past year, he has smacked 215 in his career, 6th in Rockies history. Blackmon has also smacked 310 doubles, second only to Todd Helton. Now, the area that he stands first in Colorado Rockies history is triples at 63. With his ability to hit the ball into the gap, he has scored his teammates, and that stands at 749 RBIs. So pretty good numbers, and those numbers could increase next year. Either way, though, Blackmon is staying with the Rockies, and his extension is going to pay him, $13 million base salary with $2 million available in performance bonuses. So a base salary of $13 million is really hard to turn down. I'm not sure he would get that in free agency, and of course $2 million in performance bonuses. So it could be worth $15 million. After this, Colorado has a lot of work to do in the offseason if they want to be competitive. Let's move on to the defending NBA champions, and I love to say that because I am a Nuggets fan, the Denver Nuggets, as their season is coming up. The Denver Nuggets right now are in preseason action. Luckily, the regular season for them begins on Tuesday when they face the LA Lakers. We know the Nuggets are going to be defending their NBA title. Let's go back to last year. They finished their regular season at 53 wins and 29 losses, the best record in the Western Conference. In the playoffs, they were outstanding, going 16 wins and 4 losses on their way to winning the NBA championship. Of course, you need 16 wins to win the NBA title. if you look at their playoff run, it was really amazing. They beat Minnesota in 5 games in the first round. The Suns were their toughest opponent, and they took them out in 6 games. The Lakers were swept by the Denver Nuggets, which allowed them to go to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history, and the Miami Heat were no match for them in the NBA Finals as they knocked them off in 5 games. Looking at this season, the Nuggets only lost 2 key players. Bruce Brown, who was their 6th man, decided to go to the Pacers, and honestly, I wasn't mad that he left. The deal he got was really hard to turn down. He agreed to a 2-year contract with Indiana worth $45 million or $22.5 million per year. So that's hard to turn down, and the Nuggets weren't going to give him that kind of contract. So, hey, he went to Indiana for 2 years worth $45 million throughout the contract or $22.5 million per year. Brown was never going to get that kind of money from the Nuggets. Jeff Green, or as we like to call him, Uncle Jeff, went to Houston. He signed for 1 year, $8 million. It has a team option for a 2nd year. Looking at the Nuggets this year, that is not a lot to lose, and they know they have one of the best starting lineups in the league. Of course, it is led by center and finals MVP, and a guy that's always in the conversation to be the regular season MVP, Nikola Jokic. The offense goes through him. He puts up 24.5 points, 9.8 assists, and 11.8 rebounds per game in the regular season last year. That is nearly a triple-double every night. In fact, he had 29 triple-doubles last year. But it helps that you're putting up 24.5 points, 9.8 assists, and 11.8 rebounds per game. So it's almost a triple-double every single night, and he had 29 of those last year. In the postseason, his play was even better, averaging 30 points, grabbing 13.5 rebounds, and dishing out 9.5 assists per game. Again, close to a triple-double every night in the postseason. That's the thing about Jokic. He will put up those numbers, and he will almost have a triple-double or has a triple-double every night. Sure, he can shoot the ball, but he likes to dish it out to his teammates for wide-open looks. So the Nuggets know Jokic is their key to their success. The Nuggets will also rely on Jamal Murray, KCP, or as we like to call him, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So that's KCP. Michael Porter Jr., and Aaron Gordon. Those 5 is probably the best starting lineup in the NBA. I can't think of a better starting lineup. KCP, Michael Porter Jr., and Jamal Murray can shoot the ball from anywhere on the court to have success. Of course, you have Aaron Gordon down low, plus Nikola Jokic. All these stats that I'm about to talk about were in the regular season last year. Jamal Murray was at 20 points with 6.2 assists per game last year. Michael Porter Jr. tallied 17.4 points per game. Aaron Gordon, 16.3 points per game. And KCP, or Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, had 10.8 points per game. Looking at the postseason for these players, this is the reason why they won the NBA championship. Like Jokic, Jamal Murray elevated his game in the postseason, scoring 26.1 points per game. MPJ was at 13.4 points per game. Aaron Gordon was at 13.3 points per game. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, or KCP, had 10.6 points per game. KCP, though, was one of the best three-point shooters for the Nuggets, and he did his damage last year, and that is from the three-point line. So I liked what KCP did from the three-point line last year. In the regular season, his percentage from three-point land was at 42.3%. In the postseason, it was at 38%. Looking at this season, the lineup of Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray is going to be the tops in the league. They're going to set the tone for the Nuggets. We all know the starting lineup is going to be great. The thing is, though, the second team is a question mark for them. There were times last year when the first team sat and the second team couldn't do much. At that time, head coach Michael Malone had to put the starters back in. It would be a big lead, and it would go down to basically a 1 or 2 possession game, and Michael Malone, the head coach, would have to put his starters back in. The Nuggets do need a player to play well off the bench or the sixth man. Of course, they lost Bruce Brown, who was supposed to be that, but one player who needs to step up his game and should see more minutes is Christian Brown. Now, we saw flashes of what he could do on the court in his rookie year. Brown saw action in 76 games last year. So he played in 76 games in his rookie year, averaging 15 points and scoring 4.7 points per game. 15 minutes and scoring 4.7 is okay, but that was the regular season. In the postseason, Brown appeared in 19 games, playing in 13 minutes per game and scoring 3.2 points per game. So, I mean, he didn't really have that impact, but this year the Nuggets are hoping he will. Denver is anticipating Brown's game will be better. Looking at the Nuggets, though, as a whole, they should be a top 3 team this year in the Western Conference. They have a large target on their back because they are the defending champions. The Nuggets, though, are built for postseason success. Sure, it would be great to go back-to-back. Hey, I would love for them to do that, but I think their goal, again, should be the NBA championship, but if not, the Western Conference Finals. Not many teams have been able to go back-to-back to win championships. The last team who did was Golden State in 2017 and 2018. The Nuggets hope to be the next team to actually do so, but I definitely think they should win 50-plus games this year. So they want to go back-to-back, but the goal, like I said, it's the Western Conference Finals, if not the NBA Finals, but win 50-plus games. This team could win 58, 59, but either way, win 50-plus games this year. We're going to go to my NFL picks of the week. Now, last week I went 4-1. We're going to start with the Detroit Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are a 3-point favorite. This is going to be a close game, but I'm going Baltimore. Dolphins versus Eagles, and I like this matchup because it's probably the best of the week. You have the Dolphins and the Eagles, who both have only lost 1 game. The Eagles are a 2-point favorite, and I think the Eagles are just too good as they win in a close game because their offense is better. The 49ers versus Minnesota. The 49ers are a 7-point favorite over the Minnesota Vikings. But to be honest, the Niners are the better team as they get the victory. The Cleveland Browns versus the Indianapolis Colts. The Browns are a 2-point favorite. I just think the Browns are the better team as they earn the victory. The Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are a 2.5-point favorite. It will be a close game, but the Buccaneers edge out the Falcons. So my picks again, Lions versus Ravens, Ravens. Dolphins versus Eagles, Eagles. 49ers versus Vikings, give me the San Francisco 49ers. Browns versus Colts, the Cleveland Browns. Falcons versus Buccaneers, the Buccaneers. I'm Jordan Long. Follow me at Twitter or X or whatever it's called now, at SportsScoop1. Read my blog that I usually write Mondays through Thursdays at sports-scoop.com. Thank you for watching Under Review. Have a great day and a great week, and I'll catch you next time here on Under Review.